Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday, and I'm actually particularly excited about this Tuesday because I've been talking to Marshall McAdams for a while now online, and he's been entertaining me thoroughly the whole time. So I'm excited to meet him in person here. So Marshall, where do you hail from?
Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Okay. Is that what is that a certain city in Mississippi or is that an area?
It's an area. I live in a little town north of a town called Ocean Springs.
Interesting.
There's like two stoplights, literally.
Oh wow, you live in a small town.
Oh yeah, it's small. We have a Pizza Hut, one Mexican restaurant, two burger places, and no, three, and that's it. Yeah, it's tiny, and one grocery store.
You better be a good cook. Not a lot of people cooking for you. Jeezy, did you have something to say?
Well, I'm still tripping on the word Ocean Springs because it doesn't seem like that's on the ocean.
It's on the. It's like right on the Gulf, and I'm not calling it the Gulf of America. It's the Gulf. That's just
Yeah, yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, that
yeah.
Sadly, I'm imagining Marshall golfing right now.
Nick.
He's actually
on
golfing,
the
though. It's
Gulf.
different. He's
The
golfing his
Gulf
card.
Coast is very different.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The golf course sounds pretty much like hell on earth to me. Like a bunch of people in golf shorts and like I'm a metalhead. I'd be like, can you put on some black, please?
Uh it's it's different than the rest of Mississippi. Um there is a metal scene here. It's small, you know. There's guys that really work hard at what they do. Um it's not as big as you would say like New Orleans is, but New Orleans is just like New Orleans metal scene is different than anywhere, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, like a lot of churches, a lot of people that look at you funny. You know, it's all right.
You're in a place where being tattooed is still makes you unique and looked at probably.
It makes me unique because I've got shit tattooed on the side of my face, but just about everybody down here is tattooed.
Oh,
There is a lot of tattoo shops on the Gulf Coast. A lot.
interesting. So
Yeah.
before we get into the tattooing part, which is kind of why we brought you on here, what tell me about okay, your music. I love your music. Okay, so tell us about your music project. What's the name?
It's called Destriers. It is just I'm really big into like horror movie soundtracks, you know, like uh John Carpenter and things like that. And I read an interview years ago that he did where he said that he didn't have the budget to do his big grandiose uh, soundtracks. So he bought a synth and did it himself. And so I was in a band. I'd been in bands with a lot of different people for a lot of years. And the last one I was in, I just got kind of burnt out. I got burnt out on the personalities, you know, being cool with like one dude and then another dude having a butthole relapse and making it miserable for everybody. So I just got tired of it. And so when I left, it was like it was some, I had been thinking about it for a while. And then one day I was at the house and just started doing it and started making it. And then, you know, I did that first record as kind of like, I'm going to do this on my own and can I do it on my own, you know, and I'm going to mix it. I'm going to master it. I'm going to, every bit of it was me and I'm not asking for help. And I didn't. And it was fun, you know, and I'm working on my next one. And, man,
And
it's a relief
you were just in the studio. Who do you record with down there?
myself
Oh, really? Like,
right here where I'm at right now.
dude, I'm so jealous because I have a crush on you. You get to hang
Yeah.
out with yourself. I'm pissed. God. Anyway, so I've never hit on a guest before. That was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Marshall, though, tell me the name of the band again. The project.
It's called Destriers.
Destriers.
Yeah, I got the name. I was in Scotland, and I was on a trip with my peoples, and we were touring the country, and the tour guide he was telling us a lot of history about the area and the war between the Scots and the English and everybody. And so he got to talking about how one particular battle, the British war horses, the Destriers charged in and they just like mangled people. And I was like, wow, man, that shit just kind of stuck with me. And it was like, so it's, they would go in and fight with their rider. So if you're there and you're on the ground, they're snatching people up and stomping them and everything. And I was just like, man, that's a cool fucking name. And it just stuck with me. And when I was started thinking about doing this project, I was like, that's going to be the name, you know?
That is so metal. That makes me think of one of my favorite metal bands, which is Battle Axe Massacre. And like when you hear that band name, you just see that vision. You're just like, whoa, that is metal.
Yeah.
Same with yours, Destriers. Now I envision just a total.
But it's totally not metal though. If you listen to it, it's like, it's not metal at all. It's like, it's,
It's kind of like ambient metal. Uh, I don't know. It was really good though. I mean, I can't even put a genre name on it.
yeah, like I'm really big into earth and sun, and like I'd never seen sun before. I've never seen them live. They've never come anywhere near me, and whatever reason, I've just never gone to see them. Well, a really good friend of mine, Champ Morgan, he went and saw him. I want to say in Austin is where he saw him, and he said, and it just kind of stuck with me how he said that it was just like it hits you like the sound it just took you over, you know. And he said like from the opening notes to the end, it just kind of took your whole body over, and it was just like your brain was just like, what the fuck am I watching, you know, what is this, you know?
Will you let us do an interpretive dance video over your music?
Sure, that's cool.
Okay, cool.
Never
We'll
had
run
anybody
an
ask
improv game. We can improv over it.
that.
Okay.
Sure.
And if he doesn't like it, he and his horse will just like trample us.
Dude, you look kind of like Jelly Roll.
Okay, you want a funny story?
Yeah.
I've only told this story a few times. So I was in Scotland, and my lady was in. We were at Greyfriars Bobby, which is a pub in Edinburgh, and it's famous for the Greyfriars Bobby dog that's out front. Everybody takes pictures with it. Well, on the back side of it is a graveyard that J.K. Rowling, I think that's what her name is, wrote Harry Potter, right? So a lot of her characters came out of this graveyard behind this place. So she was in there looking at the graveyard, and I was like, I'm not doing that. It's cold and it's wet, and I'm an old fart. I'm not doing that. So I sat down, and I was sitting down at this one table on the far end of the outside like patio area. I was minding my own business, and down the road comes this Italian couple. They were young, probably in their early 20s. And the guy kind of looks at me when they're taking their picture, and he's like, "Oh my God, can I have a picture?" And I was like, "Sure." And then and then the girl wanted a picture, and she like sat in my lap and took this picture. And she says, "Where's your wife?" And I said, "She's in the graveyard." And they were like, "Oh man, we really wanted to meet her." And so, and it didn't dawn on me till later. I was like, I was sitting there, and this older Scottish guy was sitting next to like a couple tables over from me. He looks at me and he goes, "Are you famous or something?" And I was like, "No, they totally think I'm somebody else, but that's okay."
Oh
He
my
goes,
God, they think you're Jelly Roll.
he said, "You should have charged them for the autograph." I was like, "Nah, I can't do that, man. That's bad karma, man."
Oh my God, we're gonna make you famous. You're like my new favorite theater troupe member because we are kind of a theater troupe around here. And having arty tattoo artist. Do you know that part of the reason I brought you on here was to harass my brother because my brother's a tattoo artist and he won't come on our show? And I was like, fine,
Yeah.
I'll put another tattoo artist on the show. I love harassing my brother. I hope he watches this. Hi, Alex. Anyway, so now we have to know, what is your sun sign?
I ain't got a clue. I'm totally not into all that. Like, haven't ever thought about it.
It's because you've never seen the band Sun.
Probably, yeah.
But
I,
okay, before you ask him for his birthday, month and day, are you gonna guess, Sandy?
Okay, I'm gonna guess Taurus.
Negative.
What are you
Ooh,
gonna guess?
interesting. I was gonna guess an Earth sign as well, but he's not like real Virgo. So what does that
Maybe
mean?
Capricorn.
Capricorn?
Capricorn? No.
That,
Damn.
but I was also, yeah, I don't know. So, traits are, you're a good talker, like you're good at talking and communicating and stuff.
Yeah.
And also you're good, also could be a fire sign because, you're, like
Because you're
a good big
smoking.
presence and you're smoke.
I see what you did there.
All right.
So I don't know, but tell us, yeah.
I share a birthday with Ric Flair. I'm a February baby.
Oh, interesting. Are you a Pisces or an Aquarius? Wait.
End of
I'm
Pisces, end of February, beginning.
into February. I'm a Pisces.
I was gonna guess Pisces too because he's so arty. He's just so
Mm,
he's like an artist through and through.
What's
yeah.
funny is I like since I share a birthday with Ric Flair, like my really close friends sometimes will send me like Ric Flair memes on my birthday, just like clues. It's, you know.
Dude,
But I
Ric
was
Flair's a wrestler, right?
yeah, the Nature Boy.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they call me Andy Savage because I'm so savage. So you can be Ric Flair and I'll be Andy Savage.
Yeah. I was in like there's another guy, I'm like one of my tattoo heroes that is all he just died this year, Jack Rudy. He shares the same birthday with me and I didn't realize that until later. And so every year I do this post, like my buddy Christian, he also has the same birthday as me. And we like it's either if I get it first or he does it first, we'll send each other this big grandiose meme like on this day uh, four bad motherfuckers were born in this world and all that. And so I did it last year. It was me, Jack Rudy, Ric Flair, and Christian. And yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I really appreciate the super arty nature of Pisces because what's cool about like as astrologers we believe that the essence is artistic. The chart looks at kind of like how your chakras and aura is built, and you know how they say two people can't have the same brush stroke. Like you can try to mimic someone else's painting, but you can never actually make the same brush stroke. And I think the stroke of a lot of Pisces just in their aura and vibe is arty. And so it comes out in your music, comes out in your tattoos, just how you look and how you are is it's just like its own little thing. And so I really appreciate that. I'm a Pisces moon. Jay-Z is a Pisces as well. So we're in a Pisces party right now.
Pisces party.
Yeah. Okay. How old are you, Marshall?
46. Actually,
Whoa.
I'll be 46 in February. I'm 45 right now.
Oh, really? So you lied to us basically.
Yeah, dude. I always say I'm older than I am because my birthday's coming up. So it's just like I'm 46.
Oh, you just round up.
Yeah, I just round up. I feel older than I really am. You know?
Yeah, you're giving off real grandpa vibes right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
All right, JC, do you have any important questions before I dig into the real meat of the show?
Oh, well, I did, yeah. So, Marshall, how are you feeling right now? If you had to give one emotional word, what's your emotion?
Mellow.
Nice.
Mellow.
All
I
right.
just finished reading a Stevie Ray Vaughan book, and it like everyone knows how that story ends, and it's just like, man, fuck, it's so sad, and then just mellow, man. But I stay pretty mellow now, man. Like old me, I was super intense. I was a drinker. I was a partier. About 3 years ago, I mellowed out, saw the error of my ways, and I've become very mellow since I stopped partying. So I'm a whole different person. I'm like, I say it like unmedicated, like medicated me. People meet medicated me, and it's just, you know,
It's crazy when a blood letter says they're mellow. You're basically a blood letter. That's fine.
yeah,
Yeah, you're like an ancient brutalist doctor, according to astrologers. One of bloodletting is one of the remedies for aggression, according to astrologers. We look at something called humors, which are the bodily fluids, and if a person's full of iron, basically they get really aggressive, and then when you tattoo them and things, you like let out some of the iron, so you soothe them into a mellow state.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. Like, I don't know about that. People say, man, you're so light-handed, and then I tattoo, and then other people I tattoo like, God, that hurts so bad. Well, you got it on your ribs, dummy. That's what happens, you know.
yeah. Wait, how long have you been a tattoo artist?
About 6, 7 years. I haven't even been tattooing that long in the grand scheme of things, man. But I have been around it my whole life. When I was a kid, I used to go into tattoo shops. There was a tattoo shop down here called Jack and Diane. So I used to go in there, and I became friends with the owner, hung around him, and he started showing me things. And then I couldn't keep up with it because I had to make money. So went and did my job thing and played music, and then just decided, man, hey, I'm sick of working in the corporate world. This shit blows. And so started doing art and tried to find a different release, you know, and making it my way out, because it was like, if I stayed where I was at, it was going to end up bad. The only thing I picked up from that job was a drinking habit. That was it. And I would rather I was making great money, but I would much rather be a poor country mouse than a drunk city rat. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like the arty spirit would rather make art under a bridge than sit in an office with filing papers, you know? Um, so yeah, I'd love to see your chart someday. So okay, let's talk about some real issues here. Okay, so we're astrologers and we look at people's moods. And one of the things in astrology is called a transit, which is when a moving planet hits part of your natal chart. So we look at this clock with 10 hands, right? So the quantitative clock, which is like we had to be here at 2:30, that's like the quantitative clock, like 2:30, it's 3:30. But the astrology clock, which has these 10 hands, looks at the quality of time. Like what is someone's mood right now? Or you're in a mellow mood. We would say that the chart or the transits is what we call them are mellow on you right now. Okay, so I'm really interested in the fact that tattoos are a one-way door decision, as Jay-Z calls them. They're a decision you can't kind of go backwards from. I know there's tattoo removal, but that's another topic. But so it's like the art of tattooing is a kind of one-way door decision, right? When you get a tattoo, you have it forever. So I'm really curious about how you deal with the fact that people get into a mood, a passing mood, to get a big, and we call those transits, like they're manias that people go through. So we could time in someone's chart like they're in a mania to go get a tattoo right now, but the tattoo lasts forever, but the mood does not. And I really want to know what you think about that.
I haven't ever really thought about it.
That's what
Not,
we're here for.
yeah, man, I guess you could kind of look at it like tattooing kind of goes with the seasons, you know, like some seasons it's really slow, other seasons it's super hot. Like right now, I stay pretty busy, you know, but you hear like the fall, winter time, some shops are dead, but other shops are hot. It's just, I don't know. I've never really thought about it, you know, and but tattooing is that way though. People are, they're either about it or they're not. Now I've had people come in and I'm like, they're getting a piercing from our piercer, and I'll say, "You want a tattoo?" And, yeah, like all of a sudden be in it in the moment, and then like their friends like, oh, I can't do that. I have to think about it. It has to mean something to me. And that that shit's stupid to me. Just get the fucking tattoo or don't. You know what I mean? I've got shit tattooed all over me that doesn't mean anything. Just get a cool tattoo, man.
Do you like the process of getting tattooed?
Yeah, I do. I was getting tattooed long before I was a tattooer. I've been getting tattooed since, man, I was in my 20s. I got my first tattoo in Pensacola, Florida, when I was on the road with my band. We played in Pensacola. This guy liked our band. He was like, man, I want to give you a tattoo. So I got a big tattoo and just went from there. I had the tattoo for years before my family knew about it. My mom and my dad hated them. My mom thought they were trashy. She said, the only people that get those are convicts and carnival workers. And I was like, man, those are the cool people, man. At least the carnival workers are,
Yeah,
and so,
totally.
And then I just went from there. I waited till my dad died, and my dad died in 2004 before I really started getting heavily tattooed, just out of respect for him. And then after that, all bets were off, man. That's where it went.
Interesting. So, Jay-Z, I have to ask you the same question, because you and I do think a lot about moods versus one-way door decisions. So, what do you think about people getting tattooed on transits, but then they're going to have it forever?
Yeah, I think body modification, because we've had this conversation not just about tattoos, but about surgery or lopping off parts of your body or changing it in some ways, right? And I do feel like it's a way of changing yourself. You only have one life to live, right? And I'm kind of agreeing with the like you only got the one life. Be bold, you know?
Yeah,
Like
just do it.
and you are creating each one of us is our own artwork and our own art piece. And so you're creating your own look and your own vibe and everything. And yeah, I feel like the transits are also an opportunity for us to evolve. So part of evolving is just loudly, boldly being who we are in that moment. And that's part of our history, and our history determines who we are. So I say go for it too.
Hmm. Well, okay, would you guys okay, well, and I think it's interesting that what you bring up is like sometimes the transits or the moods, whatever we can talk colloquially from Marshall and say it doesn't have to be astrological, but somebody can be overtaken with a mania or a mood, which gives them the bravery through
Yeah.
which to get a tattoo, right? Like, so it's like in some ways the mood is necessary in order to go through with the process of getting the tattoo. Um, but it's like, okay, so sometimes we talk about with, like for example, gender stuff, which is kind of similar, that you could express a mood about your gender by wearing clothes of that gender. It's like you could wear a temporary tattoo for the duration of a transit, and not actually get the tattoo, right? But it's like, what there's something different about that. Like a temporary tattoo isn't the same piece of art as a real tattoo. And like, what is the difference there?
Yeah, there's got to be a commitment to the present, right? And then the present, who you are in the present informs who you can be in the future. So, yeah, a temporary tattoo is not a commitment to being who you are in that moment.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you think about this, Marshall?
Yeah. Like, so we have people that come in all the time. I had somebody come in the other day that was underage. In the state of Mississippi, you can't get tattooed unless you're 18 or older. Other states is different. But I can't tattoo you. We can't pierce you unless you're 18 or older. And the only thing you can get pierced underage in the state of Mississippi is just your lobes. And these people come in and they're like, well, I want to get tattooed, man. I don't recommend it, man. You're not old enough. It'll get me in trouble, to get the shop in trouble. But I also don't recommend it because you're not done growing yet. You know what I mean? Like think about all the dumb tattoos you've seen in the world. Like, man, I got this one. I was 18 and it. Like,
Like,
why?
in some ways we never stop growing. You know, it's like even if you're 70 and you get a tattoo, you're gonna grow differently. You know, like right now I'm in my Stardoll era where I'm just like constantly this clown called Stardoll. And it's like if I get a Stardoll tattoo, I know I can commit to this era as being part of my history. Like I don't think I would mind having a Stardoll tattoo when I'm 70 because it was part of my history, right? But it's like I think there's something about like moods that we could commit to for the duration of the life because of the historical nature. Sorry, we're kind of heady on this show. I shouldn't apologize for that. That's what we do is we're theoreticians, but it's like, and we are totally pro tattoos. I just want you to know, like I love tattoos. My brother is a
I can
tattoo artist.
tell.
He's like heavily covered in tattoos, and it's like, Billy's covered in tattoos. I mean, like I'm a metal flower. I love tattooed people. But it's just, but as astrologers, we kind of deal with the fact that people go through manias. And then we try to deal with it's like, I really want to ask the question if somebody's in a mania where they want their face tattooed, that's another level of commitment. And like, so how do you deal with the face tattoo thing?
Um, okay, so I've talked about this with my buddy Bob, um, a tattooer friend of mine, a friend of mine out of Texas, and I have a very old school mentality to it. If you are not heavily tattooed, I'm not doing it. I have young kids come in all the time that are 18 or older, and they want shit on their neck and their hands and all this stuff. Like I'm not doing it. You're not old enough. You're not thinking right. You know what I mean? Like that shit. I don't care what anybody says. It is still a job stopper. It is still today. People still look at it funny. And I worked in a corporate setting, and I worked for a huge company, and they looked at it differently. They changed the rules for guys like me, because guys like me didn't have crap all over. Guys like me had crap all over them. And there were other people in that office, they didn't have that stuff. But it's still a stigma. Don't do that crap. Don't put it on your face. Don't put it on your hands. Don't get dumb shit tattooed on your neck. Like I call them dollar store tattoos. Don't be a Dollar General worker your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Know what you're gonna do. Now, if you have a career, and like I've tattooed guys' necks that work at the shipyard, and they work at places where that's their life. They work in the Boilermaker industry. They're welders, or that's what they're going to do their whole life. They're never going to be in a corporate setting. That's cool, man. All right, that's different. But some young kid that comes in is like, man, I want a big rose on my neck. I want my baby mama's name. No, I'm not doing that, man. No, like, if you're adamant about it.
That's really cool that you take into consideration their vocation because that shows that you're really a conscious and ethical artist dealing with people's moods and inspirations. I mean, you're dealing with exactly what we're talking about here. It's like just because somebody is super inspired in a moment doesn't mean that should be concretized into like a lifetime of that showing.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, like I like. Okay, so prime example is I was in Biloxi one night, and met this. Went to a Waffle House, and there was this girl there, and she looked at me. She said, "Do you tattoo?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I could only see her from this side. I couldn't see her from the other side, or no, from this side. Well, she turned, and she had something tattooed down the side of her face that somebody did in their house, and she had this big ugly ass rose on her neck. And I said, "Baby, who did that to you?" She told me, and she told me how old she was. She's 16 years old, and she's got something big and stupid tattooed down the side of her face and some big gaudy shit on her neck. And she said, "What can I do for this?" And I was like, "You can get a laser removal." I said, "There's places in Texas that they teach people how to do it, and you can go in and be a guinea pig and let somebody learn on you and save you the money." I said, "Or you can pay the money to get people to come out, or you can pay the money, go somewhere and get it removed." I said, "But
yeah.
that's like prime example. Don't do that. Don't do that shit just because it's, oh man, look at Jelly Roll. He's got all that dumb shit tattooed all over his face. It's all faded and it looks like crap. man, you look like a 7th grade detention desk. Like that's what you look like. You look like some little kid. You look like some kid had just got done drawing on a detention desk. That's what you look like. That shit's dumb, man. Don't do that shit to yourself.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
a few comments. One is it's interesting about the shipyard guys. So in astrology, we look at a lot of like the temperament and the like Scorpios are really dirty and their auras are really dark. Like I'm a Scorpio and you see like I'm wearing black and stuff. And it's like a lot of them are heavily tattooed. Like, and a lot of them are welders and they work in shipyards in really dark, fiery, metallic environments. And it's like there's a certain look to welders and shipyard. They're kind of dirgy and like a lot of metalheads have tattoos, and like there are certain subsets of signs that are attracted to a more naughty look, or like like a lot of strippers have tattoos, and like, there's just like these naughty subsets of people that will get tattooed no matter what. And I think, you could say like, okay, you're a welder and that's your industry, and it's a heavily tattooed industry. Okay, and that's the temperament of welders. You know what I'm kind of saying? And so
Yeah. Like not all of them are that way. Like there's a guy that he doesn't live that far from me. He he's a higher up at this shipyard close to where I live, and he had stuff tattooed all over his face, all over his face. And he had done some things in his life and he regretted it, and he went and got it removed, and he's heavily tattooed now, but you wouldn't know. He doesn't look like a criminal. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing that a lot of these people today, there's like that was the part of the tattoo industry I really liked, was back when I started going into tattoo shops, it was like, man, I don't know if I should be here, man. It used to be scary, and now it's like you got all these people that are buying machines off of Amazon, and they're buying them and they're tattooing all this dumb shit all over them, and it's
that
like
is scary,
you were gonna fucking regret that. You were gonna get older and you're gonna look like an idiot. Like there's this girl that's on. I don't see her anymore. I saw her on Instagram. I don't know if I think she was from Europe. I might be wrong, but she bought a tattoo machine and she bragged about it. And she had the most horrible shit tattooed all over her. It was all over her hands, all over her face, her neck, everywhere. And she was just tattooing herself. And she was so proud of it. It was like, man, like, why are you doing that to yourself? And I commented on her video and I was like, baby, I don't know who hurt you, but you need help.
Well,
Like,
and the astrologers would say that she's full of chi. She's full of light, sunlight because it's like we actually look at it like sunlight hits your eyes, it goes on your spine, and your machine is just, there's something called threading the needle, which is where we say people have to use their energy. So you can pick it up to thread a needle, or you pick up a tattoo machine. And like she's just literally fidgeting with a tattoo machine on a transit, like in a mood that she's in. And she's basically, in some ways, ruining, according to you, ruining her future. And that's what I think we're kind of like asking about here. But I do want to say there's something about the aesthetics of it. Like I feel like your tattoos are very beautiful and aesthetic and arty, and like they make you more attractive or more appealing. Like my brother's like that. Like just his tattoos are so well done that you're just like, it's like I would hire you just because you are a magical being. But then I think there's something about the aesthetics of it where it's like with this girl, she's just fidgeting with it, and it's not really, she's not considering the look. It's like it's better to fidget with a cross stitch than a tattoo machine. I mean, am,
yeah,
am I out of line here?
no, it's like the guys I grew up around that did that would just like, they would go to parties and they would just get random shit like stick and pokes on them, or they would, like, somebody made a tattoo machine out of a 8-track or something like that, and they would get all this dumb crap tattooed on them. Now they're getting it covered up, and I see it all the time. Like I see it all the time. People come into the shop and they're like, "Hey man, can you cover this up?" Sure, man, I like doing cover ups. What you got? And they'll show me, and it looks like hell, man. I don't know, like, it's just like, I don't understand it. Why did you let this go that far? You know what I mean? I don't get it. It's something I don't understand. But hey, it's job security, man. As long as people have them, they're going to be doing dumb shit, and I'm going to be covering it up. So hey, more power to you. If you want to fuck your life up, go ahead.
Well, and I
You know?
feel like, for the astrologers listening, this is transit problems. Like people go into manias, they go into Mars transits. You don't have to make sense of this, but for other astrologers who are listening, these are people in Mars transits. They go have manias, they do these things, and it lasts forever. And so one of the remedies that we can do is like the harm reduction of making sure that people are not necessarily fidgeting with tattoos, but can we give them alternate options on Mars transits other than fidgeting with tattoos? Okay, so sorry, Jay-Z, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe it's coming down to we want people to be expanding the possibilities in their life of choices that their future self might have and not limiting them, right?
Exactly.
So, and it does get a little bit into like the artistry or the what your style is versus someone else's style. Because I mean, I'm only coming at this because we're talking about stick and poke tattoos now, and I went through a period of my life where I would take a needle and make tattoos on myself in a hotel room. But I'm also got a lot of Virgo, so I'm very kind of like precise. Like this one says sacred action. And it was kind of like a reminder of myself when I saw it out of the corner of my eye to like do things sacredly. But like I did other ones where I stick and poked like a lion. But again, it's like it's an aesthetic thing as well that like I never regret it. So I guess here's the difference. Like I don't regret the tattoos that I just like did on myself all over myself. But I know other people don't appreciate that style. Like uh Virginia, the tattoo artist that I dated afterwards, who was like highly offended by them. And like, man, I got to do that for real. I got to do something for you. I got to, and I was like, no, I will not allow you to like cover up this tattoo or whatever.
Well, see, that's
So,
different though. You wanted that. You know what I mean? A lot of these people today, it's a heat of the moment, and they're just like they buy this. It's kids that are buying this crap off of Amazon, and they're like mangling themselves. And what they're not thinking about is like they're scarring themselves. And you are like, I have seen them where they look like Braille maps, those old topographical maps, and it's like, man, you're ruining your life. You were putting shit on you that you shouldn't have. Like I've covered up gang tattoos that kids got when they were younger, and it's like now they're older, and it's affecting their job. It's affecting everything. Like guys that get, you know, like prime example is like, don't tattoo something on you that you are not about. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it may have been cool then, but man, there's people in this world that see that and they're like, hey, bud, you either take that off or I'm taking it off of you. You know, that's a real thing. You know, like certain tattoos, man, like you shouldn't be
Do you
having.
know who Little Swastika is?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so there's this tattoo artist named Little Swastika who is now goes by Lily Lou, but Lily Lou was making an art statement about the swastika of being a symbol of peace. And so they got all these swastikas tattooed on them. And it's like this thing where it's like that was a phase, an art phase they were going through of like, I'm going to reclaim the swastika. Well, not then there's that whole lesson of what we do in the heat of the moment. Thank you. That's a term that's a colloquial term for what we're talking about is the heat of the moment of Mars brings in heat and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so basically that Lily Lou at that time was playing with the idea of the swastika being, but someone's gonna kick their ass, basically. You know what I mean? It's like, and they
Yeah.
now are covered total black tattoo head to toe, and I think they were covering up a lot of swastikas. Right, so it's like it's a different thing. I mean that
I get it that the swastika was a symbol of peace at one point. It was. I get it. But it's still a swastika now, and it's attributed to something very bad from a very bad person that did some really bad shit. And like, you know, it's like I've seen Japanese bodysuits where they have them on them, and it's the symbol of peace, and it doesn't mean that, but like I'm like it's almost like that movie. What was that movie? Clerks, with the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Clerks too, where he was talking all that shit. I'm gonna take this word back. No, you're not, dummy. Don't do that. Don't tattoo that shit on you. Like, it's just don't.
This is
Now,
what Lily Lou looks like now. This is a little swastika now, right? And it's like they had to cover up all their swastikas. I mean, and now
that's
I don't
fucking
know.
stupid. It's stupid. Now you like oh whatever.
Oh my
Like
God, did I overstim you a little bit with little swastika?
no, but it's just like why would you why like I get it. I understand why they said that, but why would you tattoo something that is attributed with hate, that's attributed with bad shit on your face? Like, hey, I'm gonna
Well,
sit here
and
and
that's
I'm
the
gonna.
thing is like in the heat of the moment, like if we've been artists for years, we go through phases, right? It's like we go through the phase where we're rolling around with like improv versus scripting, and now we're rolling around with like, is this swastika a good symbol or not? And it's like, so when you're rolling around with things artistically and we put them on our body forever, like you learn past that lesson sometimes, and then you have to fix it. But I think in tattooing there are fixes. I mean, tattoo cover-ups, it's like I'm not saying tattoo is bad. And I think tattooing has existed. I mean, it is a rock and roll experience that people thrive on. And I think tattoos are beautiful. I mean, I love
Yeah,
tattoos. I just
yeah.
the heat of the moment is what we're like really trying to deal with is like, how can we experience the heat of a moment and get a tattoo, but enjoy that the heat of what happened in that moment forever. Like that's the question.
So, so what I do when somebody comes in and they say, "I want this tattooed here," and I know it's a bad choice. My buddy Josh at the shop I work at, he is the same way. Man, let's talk about this. I'm not sure you want to do that. Let's put it here. You still get that moment. You still get that I did it, but you don't have it in a point where you're like 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years down the road. You're like, man, why the fuck did I do that? Like, and there's a lot of tattooers. There's a lot of tattooers that do that. Now, there's a lot of people that are in this industry that have no business being in it, and they're just about the money. It's not about. I'm in it because I love the art. I have always loved tattooing. It is something about it. When I saw it when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be that guy. And there's people in this industry, they're not doing it because of the art. They're doing it because they think it's an easy, quick buck, and they don't have to do anything. Well, those people are the people that are suffering now because they're just doing garbage. They're overcharging their client. They're charging like it's like if you're a banging ass artist, and like there's a guy I follow out of Nevada, or yeah, Las Vegas, that is just this guy does these epic pieces, and they're badass, and he can charge that much money for that shit because he's good, and he's been doing it for a very long time. But there's people that haven't been in the industry very long that are doing these, that are charging their clients, are ripping them off because they want that quick buck. It's not about that for me. It's about, hey man, let's do something dope. And it may take more than one session, but I can work with you on how much you pay. There's this guy I tattooed. Did you see the dragon and the tiger I did on that guy? That big half sleeve I did on that guy?
No, but I want to.
It's on my Instagram. It's a big dragon. It's like a big dragon going up. It's a tiger coming down. I told him from jump, I said, man, this is going to take probably 3 or 4 sessions. It might take a little bit longer, but I can work with you on your budget, man. We can come in and we could do stuff a little at a time and make it look dope. Let's not rush through this. But see, that's the thing with the tattooing now is these people are like, oh man, you come in, you pay me $1,500 for a day session, and they're getting tattoos this big around. Bullshit, man. That's you ripping somebody off because you're a shit fucking person, not because you.
I like Marshall. He's a tattoo ethicalist.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I feel like it needs to be that way.
Absolutely.
Like I care about my lineage, where my tattoo lineage comes from. the guy that apprenticed me, and yeah, I had an old school apprenticeship, and there's guys in this industry that didn't. And hey, that's cool, man. There's some people that are banging ass artists. They didn't have it that way, but I respect them for it. You know, you came up hard, you did it your way, and you're a badass artist. And there's other people that just got into it because they apprenticed under somebody, they got their apprenticeship done, and they hurry up and leave, and they open up a private studio, and they start letting all their goofy ass friends apprentice under them. That, nah, man, that's
Well, I
garbage.
mean, one of the things I hear you saying is that in order to deal with the heat of a moment, we should have an outside advisor. And in this case, it's the tattoo artist themselves. It's like no one could have stopped Jay-Z in his hotel room with his needles and whatever he was doing there. We will not
But
disclose.
but see, that's different though. He was in his hotel room, and he was like, you know what, I want this, whatever. You know what I mean? It's not at a party where they're sharing, and this happens, and they share tattoo needles or whatever, and they're like, it's the spread of disease. That was another thing with me. I was at parties when I was younger that people were like, hey man, you want a tattoo? No, because I don't want to catch AIDS. I don't want to catch hepatitis. I don't want none of that. And that shit happens. And these kids today are, they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about right then, right now, I want this. And then that's cool. But what happens when Joe Blow is getting tattooed by the same dude and you share that needle with him? It's like being a junkie. They catch hepatitis, they catch AIDS, and then they're dead. And that shit's real.
Yeah.
And people need to realize that, man. They're like, oh well, man, well, I saw him unwrap the needle. Okay, but you still have to clean the machines. You got to clean the environment around you, all that stuff. Like the stuff we use at our shop is like medical grade. They clean emergency rooms after this stuff with this stuff, and it is like it's stout. And these people that are getting these garbage ass tattoos from their friends they're not thinking about all that. Oh man, I got a tattoo.
Well,
Yeah,
in some way, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not trying to be a biatch, but no, but as far as I do think that the best tattoo artists are the most spiritual, profound, wise people, right? I mean, it's like a tattoo, a forever decision, a one-way decision could be accompanied by wisdom and grace, right? As opposed to just like a young 16-year-old. It's like same with astrologers. It's like in some ways you're a better astrologer when you're 47 than when you're 20. Even if you're a really good technical astrologer when you're 20, like you can make a good picture tattoo, like you don't have the wisdom that a 47-year-old tattoo artist has, I mean, so what do you think of that wisdom element?
It's experience. It's like 20-year-old me, 25-year-old me that was wild and didn't care is different than 45-year-old me. Like if I could go back and like a lot of people say that. I don't regret my life. I've done a lot of righteous shit in my life and I love it. But there are things that I would look back on and tell myself, hey man, probably don't want to do that. And that's just, and honestly, I feel like it's me being sober is a lot of that. Like I see things differently. My mind is clear. And it's like, and I try to tell people like, hey man, think about this before you do it. And if you really want to do it, all right, man, we'll go. But there's consequences to that. And that's the thing that I feel like people they don't understand about tattooing and life in general is that there are consequences to your actions. Think about that before you do it.
Sorry, we're both verbose. Do you and you guys both have beard braids, by the way. There's a lot of braids in this Pisces episode. Like what?
It was pretty epic though. I dig it. Yeah. I just cut off about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches off mine because it was getting kind of ratty at the end. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the metal, like Billy and I always talk, we're like braided up, which is like, because hair is an organ and you can like feel stuff with your hair. Like if someone buys me my hair gets really big and I'll just like braid it up, but like, anyway.
I normally wear mine in braids, but I didn't today, so.
Interesting. Well, we're going to have you back. See your braids. But say, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. I really want to have you back on an episode to talk about warriorism and tattoos and like with the warrior temperament. I don't want to go there right now, but I think that would be a great hour discussion about just like warriors and tattoos and what that looks like.
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. So, what do you ever make someone think for a year about a tattoo or like think for 6 months or like it's, because you can say think about it, but it's like, what if you like thinking about it is like really taking some time?
I've never had anybody like think about it for a year. I've had people, I give people my card and I'm like, look, man, think about this before you do this. If you're down, if you still want to do this, here's my card. Contact me on Instagram and we'll set something up and we'll do it. You know what I mean? And I do that now. I'm not to the scale of where people have to like, no, man, you need to wait for a year because I'm busy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that kind of tattooer, but I've had people wait 2, 3 months and then they hit me up and they're like, yeah, man, let's go. I'm like, all right, man, let's do it. But
Jay-Z, what
like,
do you think about that? Making them wait through the transit. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I think we've talked about this before, and I kind of disagree, except for the age thing, right? So if you're 17, it's like, yeah, come back when you're 18 and we'll do it up then, if you still want to do it then. And I do though like having to wait on one-way door decisions that are hard to unwind from. So I think maybe it's like symbiotic too, right? Like you're busy, they have to book time with you, so that forces some kind of like buffer of waiting, and maybe that would uh, compensate for the, oh my God, and I'm in a super hot short transit right now.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, should you marry somebody that you just met? I mean, it's similar to lifetime decision, like you're like, I met someone and I'm going to marry him this week. I think you should have to wait a year.
my dad told me the best advice ever. He said, son, it's $500 to get married and about 10,000 to get divorced. So don't do that. It stuck with me for life. Don't like no, but I like,
Wait, do you have a girlfriend though?
yes, I have someone in my life.
Nice.
Yeah, but like, so I have this one client that he had been following me for, man, at least a year, and he was underage. And I told him, I said, he asked me about getting a tattoo, and I said, yeah. I said, I can do it. How old are you? When he told me how old he was, I was like, well, you need to be 18. Uh, Wait, save up your money, wait, and when it's time, you come to me and we'll do this. And I gave him his first tattoo, and I have been tattooing him ever since. And he contacted me actually this past weekend about doing something. Said, hey man, I want to get this, and it's something that means something to him. And so I'm like, yeah, man, we can do that. He goes, well, I'll put a deposit down. And I want to come in like in September. Dan, that's great, bud. That's cool. You know, that right there. I've had several people that were that way, that were underage, that come to me and they're like, hey, I want to do this now. Cool, man, let's do this. And sometimes they'll send me ideas, and I'm like, you don't want to do that idea. Like, why is this kind of a dumb idea? Let's try this. And then you make it where it's something cooler,
Yeah.
like
I feel like
like
if you get a tattoo from someone, you should have to like their album.
yeah.
It's like when I listen to your album, I was like, I get a tattoo from that album.
Name 5 songs. Can you name 5 songs? It's like when you see a girl wearing a Motorhead shirt, and it's like, do you even know who they are? Can you name 5 songs? And don't tell me Ace of Spades. Name something else. But
Well, gosh, Jeezy, you got anything? We got 3 minutes. I think this is a really good episode.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll be thinking about this a lot. I like what we were saying about the wisdom stuff too, because I think that's maybe part of what's missing in the like peer pressure party situation, and that's part of what you're paying for too, to like actually pay a tattoo artist to tattoo you, is because like you use the word trusted advisor. Like Because they are a wise and experienced person, and that's what you're paying for. And that's why it makes sense to pay somebody who's going to do an awesome job to give you a piece of artwork that you wear around and becomes part of you, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, now I'm not saying I don't have dumb shit tattooed on me. I have things that are tattooed on me just because I have friends that are tattooers and they're like, "Hey man, I want to tattoo this on you." Okay, cool. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it just tattoos that
Well,
are
I
just
think
kind
it's
of.
different when you have like a big swath of tattoos. It's very different than if you have like one, one name on your neck that is it's so different. Like, I mean, you're in a tattooed life. It's like you're a swath of you're like a collection of art from different experiences and things like that. And I think that's just different. I mean, but Marshall, we do have to close right now, but I want to thank you so much. And I really, will you come back to talk about the warrior topic?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, Jay-Z.
Where's your Instagram so people can find you? And I guess
It's,
we'll put it in the description and stuff too,
it's
but
voodoo underscore monkey 666 is my Instagram. I
Wow.
work at I work at Voodoo Tattoo in Gaucher, and my nickname is Monkey. So just kind of,
Okay. Voodoo Monkey 666. And then you're also on Facebook under Marshall McAdams. Do you have
yeah.
a website or something? Sorry about my cat. Um,
No, I'm all about cats. I like cats.
yeah,
My
that's
boy,
Merlin. He busted
my
in
boy's in
here.
there sleeping somewhere.
What is it?
I said my boy is in there sleeping somewhere. Yeah, he's. But
So do you have a website?
no, I don't have a website, man. I'm really private. I don't like I have Instagram. If I didn't need it for tattooing at this moment in my life, I wouldn't have it. My Facebook page is just tattoo related stuff, or it's my band. My band link. If you go to my Instagram page, my Facebook, and my band Bandcamp page are linked to it. But for the most part, my Facebook is mainly for just really close friends and musicians I'm friends with, and people
Nice.
that are around the world that I just want to keep in contact with. That aren't on Instagram.
Well, I'm sure glad that we made a friendship there, and I will keep being your friend because I really like your style, and I think it's really interesting to talk to you. So after we hang up, well, I got when I'm in the office, I'll book you for the next one because I really want to have you back. All right,
Cool, man.
have a good one.
You too.
Bye.